Shout outs to Kevin Kelly that described one of my channels, which is the one with the wall of silence. So I did give a shout out to you. And to also, the videos you've done, even including Wendy Williams, and how Wendy Williams is nothing more than a flat out disgusting human being with bleached hair and fake weave. Anyway, that's a different subject. So anyway, I heard his video. I heard your video about what happened to the dating scene. And I think that the main thing that exposed the dating scene is the social media. And probably the conditioned minds of these Western women of today, where not all, but a good majority of them have piss poor attitudes. And this is where some of your PUA and dating coaches are not going to really tell you. And shout outs to Hardcore Tito for making a video about dating coaches. And one guy who commented on that dating show was Roger Allen Curry, who just, I don't know, I was trying to search for the comment, and Obsidian did a video about this, about that he just commented and said, I disagree about Hardcore Tito's video. And when you put something that says you disagree, then you got to ask yourself, what do you disagree about, Roger Allen Curry? Inquiring minds wants to know. Now, dating coaches like that really have exposed themselves for who they really are. Now, I would think of a man like Roger Allen Curry, and these dating coaches would say, you know what? I don't agree with it, so I'm not going to comment on it. Now, don't get me wrong. Yes, I've commented on other YouTubers' channels, and I've exposed it myself. But why would you sit there and why would you sit there and say you disagree, and you don't explain why? Basically, you just expose yourself for who you really are. And I gotta agree with Hardcore Tito on that situation, that they will not talk to you about the outcomes when you're dating the opposite sex. Now, I'm not saying there's no such thing as a how should I say the word, instructional manual. But today, man, it's like, it's not what it used to be anymore. Most of these AKA dating coaches and PUAs are teaching these guys to be just another watered down version of simps. And this is why you have this whole MGTOW situation going on. Or we're dropping the MGTOW called RPB. And it's not that we hate women. That's not the problem. The problem is that we're just getting sick and tired of the bullshit. That the juice ain't worth the squeeze, the bottom line. And Obsidian has talked about that, pretty soon, and I know pretty soon nightclubs are going to be struggling. He has talked about this. You see a lot of mixers going on, and especially in the black culture, where a lot of men are not even attending these things no more. So yes, the dating scene has gone to shit. Most black men are not going to go out and want to date black women. Yes, they want to be married to black women. Yes, they want to settle down with black women. But why do I want to deal with someone who has a horrible attitude, a bad hygiene problem, who don't give a rat's ass about us? It doesn't make logical sense. But like I said, I'm just giving my opinion about it. Um, it's not hatred towards black women. It's just that accepting it for what it is. And plus the simple fact that you have a culture that wants to control men's sexuality, which is really sad to the degree, especially black men's sexuality. You know, I mean, you go out and approach a woman. Not to say there's nothing wrong with that. And the problem is they teach these guys to be persistent. The next thing you know, they're being called the cops on. And then she can sit there and put a restraining order. You don't even have to say nothing. And it's gotten to the point where the juice ain't worth the squeeze no more. It's just not. And what's really kind of disheartening to the point is most of these North American women will like to give you signals, but they really don't verbally say that they really like you. They really want to sleep with you. See what these North American women love to do. And they love to hide their whoredom so much. And most men ain't got time to figure out signals anymore or to figure out hints anymore. We're getting tired of that. Yes, there's the reason being that most of these little pickup artists wind up succeeding is they don't waste their time with women that are not attracted to them. You see, there's two things that's going to happen. Number one, if a woman's going to sleep with you, she has to be sexually attracted to you, and she has to trust you, which I will give the PUAs credit that's what I've heard one of them say this, and this is probably true. If you look at the what was the show Insecure, and how the characters Molly and Issa wind up with the men. Like, why did Issa wind up with Daniel, and why did Molly end up with Dro? Because let's be real, they trusted those guys, but they were sexually attracted to them. And that's mainly the thing. And that's what some of these Northwestern females are not going to really tell you. You have to be sexually attracted to them. So, like I said, I don't care if women are sexually attracted to me anymore or not. I'm not going to go out of my way to go figure that out anymore. Because as they say, the juice ain't worth the squeeze. And there's a difference between approaching and chasing. There's a huge difference. So with that, I'm just giving my opinion about this. Like I said, shout outs to Kevin Kelly. And like I said, the dating scene has gotten to the point where it's shit. And plus, the simple fact that most of these dating coaches don't want to hold these women accountable. And the other day, I was sitting around there, and I was, I was doing a little bit of a double shift at a liquor store. Well, I wouldn't call it a double shift. It was more like, running a little errand and stuff like that. And I stopped at this other party store I'm kind of friends with, and these three Negroes were there. And, I could see why that some of these these North American black women run circles around black men too much. Because there was this one black man that was like sitting around joking, saying, "Oh yeah, I'm on her side. Man, I should get charged less." To the guy who owns the store. And this guy, like a typical ass, the dumbass monkey simp, was saying, "Oh, I'm on her side." And I'm just sitting there like, man, and about 5 minutes later, I had to leave. And I was just sitting over there. See, this is why that some of these dating coaches are not going to tell you. And then you see why Becky runs fuckery game on these men as well. Because these women have no problem using you to buy their meals, using you to pay their rent. And a lot of it is the fact that, let's face it, you got too many simp ass monkeys that are running around in this country today. So with this is Carl Mitchell signing off.